Hey, Disciple Kids, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you were able to view last week's devotional and talk to your family about Palm Sunday, about Jesus entering into Jerusalem and people taking off their coats and laying down palm branches in front of Jesus as he entered into Jerusalem. And I hope that you were able to talk with your family about some of the questions we asked. It's been a while since we've been able to be together, and I don't know about you, but I'm missing y'all. I miss seeing y'all on Sunday mornings run down the center aisle for our children's time. I miss seeing y'all clap your hands together as we get ready to pray. I miss seeing y'all on Wednesdays as y'all are in the fellowship hall singing, as you break up into your disciple kid groups, and as you get together again to eat dinner on Wednesdays. But hopefully we'll be able to do some of those things again soon. Hopefully we'll be able to get back together and learn more about Jesus together. But right now we're trying to learn about Jesus as families. And so there's a lot of things going on that we're not used to, that we didn't quite expect, that surprised us. And it reminds me a lot about the week that the disciples had in between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. There were a lot of things the disciples didn't expect, a lot of things that surprised them. They didn't expect Jesus to make people angry after all these people were so excited about Jesus entering in Jerusalem, and all these people that had shouted praises and said that he was going to be their king. But Jesus made a lot of people mad throughout the week. And by the end of the week, Jesus has been arrested, and all of his disciples ran away. They were afraid. They were afraid they would be arrested. They were afraid what was going to happen to Jesus. And so they ran away. And Jesus was left by himself. And Jesus is taken before different people, and they want to say that he's done some bad things, but nobody can remember anything bad that he's done because he's Jesus. He didn't do anything bad. So eventually they had some people lie about what Jesus said and about what he did, and so they began to spit on Jesus. They began to hit him and kick him and hurt him. And then they took him before some other people, and they tried to find reason to find things that he had done that were bad, and they couldn't. And so they were going to let him go, but the people began to shout that they wanted Jesus crucified. Now Jesus entered into Jerusalem to people shouting and being excited about him being there, and by the end of the week, a different crowd was there shouting to crucify Jesus. He was alone. And they crucified him, and he died. Now, there were some women that were followers of Jesus, and after he died, they went to take care of him. They were afraid, but they wanted to take care of Jesus. The disciples' fear caused them to run away, and the women's fear caused them to go closer to Jesus. On the night that he was arrested, Jesus was had gone to pray with his disciples, and he had prayed, God, if there's any other way, let there be a different way. But if this is the only way, I'll do it. And so we see some different ways of how people deal with fear. The disciples once they ran away, they may have even been lonely. They were afraid of what the religious leaders were going to do. If they were beating Jesus, if they were picking on Jesus, if they were hurting Jesus, what were they going to do to his followers? And then Jesus' closest friends weren't there when Jesus needed them the most. So I would love for your family to talk about, what are you afraid of right now? What's going on that we all are dealing with the COVID-19 and people getting sick and But what else are we afraid of? And how do we deal with our fear? Do we deal with our fear like the disciples and we run away from it? Or are we like the women and they go to Jesus? Or even better, are we like Jesus and he prays to the Father about it? When we're lonely, how do we deal with that? Do we, in our loneliness, do we still push people away, or do we try to get closer to people? When we're getting picked on by, maybe it's friends, maybe it's other kids, maybe it's our own brothers and sisters, when we're getting picked on, how do we deal with that? And what about when our friends are not very friendly? What about when our friends cause us hurt on the inside, when they hurt our feelings? How do we deal with that? It'd be great for you to talk to your parents about how good ways of how to deal with those things, so that the next time it happens, maybe we can remember this is how we're supposed to deal with it and be more like Jesus. I hope that you that you're still reading through Mark. My kids and I have had some great conversations about what's going on with Jesus and his disciples and people around him in Mark. We've learned a lot, and we've had some really good questions asked. And so I hope that your family is doing that as well, that you're asking good questions and you're learning more about Jesus. Miss you guys. Hope to see you soon, and keep learning about Jesus.